Another great day. Glad to be here with everybody. I want to go throughout this room first so everybody can introduce themselves and that way we can get familiar with everybody. I'm just more than excited to be around these phenomenal gentlemen that I'm with today. I'm just glad to be in the room. So we're going to learn some things today on how we can be better people, personally and professionally, and see how what we're doing can really help impact other people's lives. So let's start on this side.
Okay, awesome. Well, my name is Steve Coates, better known as Crypto Steve. Reside outside of Washington, D.C. metropolitan area where I'm married with 3 kids and some grandkids.
Ben Bradshaw, also right outside of DC, Maryland, Virginia area, also known as the DMV. Married with 2 amazing daughters, ages 6 and 9.
Jesse McPherson. I am in Scottsdale, Arizona, but recently moved to Manila, Philippines, so over in Asia about 7 months ago, and married and have a 15-month-old daughter, Phoenix. So,
Dominic Curry. I reside in Southern Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. I'm married to an amazing, amazing woman. This is our 19th year of marriage, believe it or not. 2 phenomenal children, which I call the sum total of our love. And I'm just excited to be here with these guys, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's rock.
Let's get it.
And I'm your host, Trinity Williams, married for 31 years this year to my lovely wife, Juana, 5 kids later. Some of them are married and a grandchild and another one on the way. Just excited to be here. But you know what? Life is not over. It's just beginning on this very day. Another great day to rejoice and be glad about. And what we're going to talk about today is the organization that we're part of. But what is it? Why is it existing? Uh, what are we going to do with it? What's happening with it right now? What the future looks like? Yep. And why are we here to be a part of it? So we can just open up. I'm not going to just point anybody out. We can start with all the phenomenal people. Now, what they're not telling you is that these are well-established men, not just family men, but businessmen and men who really have a true love for other people. And these are men who are a good fearful men. I would say good men who fear God, but but they love what they're doing and helping people succeed. And that's why I like being around them, man. No matter what, if I can just be in a room and just listen, it's good enough for me. So we can just start. What is this? Who are we? Does anybody want to answer that?
I really don't think that you could have better people in the room at the moment, and that's without me being here. This guy who is extremely humble, to my right, Jesse McPherson, uh, just a phenomenal being, and to add his business acumen and love for humanity, selfless nature, and I've some people read flowcharts, others read a lot of other data. I read people. Um, Most of my study and my degrees are in counseling. I read people, and I just appreciate Jesse. I don't know, and I talk about him behind his back too, but I really do appreciate him. And but when you talk about this and what we're doing, he is truly the anchor. He's not gonna say it. I don't even know if he believes it, but he's truly the anchor in this entire business. I have not seen anyone stand through more um, and remain faithful to a cause, no matter the cost. And I mean that. I mean that. And so I don't know anyone better to explain or express where we are. Ben Bradshaw, to the right of you, um, 12 and a half years ago, um, tells me to come to his house. And he and another good buddy of ours And we were really just playing. So we were like, man, what if he try to get us to do something else, right? So we were really joking. Then we drive up, we see another friend all the way from San Diego walking down the street. Like, what is he doing here, right? But nobody on the whole eastern region seaboard knew that this billion-dollar monstrosity was moving out of its current model into another. And I'm saying that to say that I don't think that you could truly have better people at the table. The other gentleman who introduced himself first, when this started and established, I can't make this stuff up. I had the pleasure and privilege of meeting in 2008, so about 4 years prior to. We were actually preparing for an official East Coast launch. I'm in his store looking for a shirt because we had to wear a certain color, right, to an official East Coast launch. And I went to a store over and over and over again because I was going to bring him into this business. That was going to happen. And his wife's like, oh, you missed him again. He's not here. And so we're going back and forward. And I showed up at an event, and who walks in the door? Not because of me, but not because I didn't do my due diligence. So this is really crazy and comes full circle from the unique perspectives that you'll get an opportunity to kind of witness from this conversation, even if it's not a long one. I'm interested to hear. And you knew none of this, but yet somehow, some way, this is the nucleus. These are the people that ended up in the room today, Mr. Trini Williams. So this is probably about to get crazy in the next few minutes. Yeah, and we got to go.
So let's rock and roll with it. It looks like the baton has already been passed. You know, he gave you these hybrid cars.
Yeah, he wanted me to pass the baton. I was looking at him being like, tell him, and then tell him what you told him. And then, no, I appreciate the kind words, and I know, we're just getting a chance to kind of get connected and get to know each other. Most of these men I've known for more than a decade and have become very close. And they say, sometimes the family that you're born into isn't necessarily the family that you choose. I've unfortunately a lot of my blood family, for whatever reason, didn't end up expanding in the way that we thought. But I got to find family other places,
Yes.
and I found it with these gentlemen. And no matter where our paths have kind of taken us, and I appreciate what you said. And the idea behind it is pretty simple: is that plans change, but decisions don't. So, the decision that, I made is 13 years ago, I was in a place that I was, to say, pretty almost broken in a way. I came from an entertainment industry background. I'd moved to Los Angeles when I was 17 to pursue that. And I was not trying to be a starving artist for the rest of my life, because I found out you got to teach a lot of dance classes to pay rent. So I was in the dance world, in the entertainment world, as a professional hip hop dancer. Yes, I'm white. I know. There was a few of us, and I was introduced to the concept of personal development, personal growth, and through the concept of relationship marketing or network marketing.
Yes.
And it was intriguing to me. It was the idea that you could do something and get paid continuously, because in the entertainment world, it was like a royalty kind of thing. And they said work smarter versus harder, and it wasn't so much the opportunity, it was the education that transformed me, which was I started getting introduced to concepts that were almost like I felt like I was getting unplugged from the Matrix, like I was Neo, going, wait a minute, this system wasn't really designed for necessarily my success. It was designed for me to follow suit. And I was shocked. I was like, how come no one teaches this information in school? How come no? It was almost like aggravating for me for a period of time. So I got obsessed with the idea of going, how can we help people get a level of freedom? Because I feel like so many people were so restricted with when it came to finances and relationships, and like somebody else was in control. And for me, the idea of kind of giving up the keys to that was like really hard for me to stomach. And so I went down this path of going, I want to figure out how to help myself become, free financially, and, was very blessed to be able to get a level of freedom in my early 20s that a lot of people haven't had an opportunity to experience. And 13 years ago, though, I was working and I found out that you can make money, but you can also be in business with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And 13 years ago, I found myself in that situation going like, okay, I've made money, but I'm not happy with where I am. And I wasn't looking to make money. I was looking to be in business with the right people. And so I was looking for culture and community because look, storms are coming, winds are coming. There's always seasons that happen in life. And for me, it was like the people you surround yourself with that truly end up being the quality of life. Because if you look at the end of it, we've got this little dash that we have between the day we're born and the day we die, and that little dash that we call life is all we got, right? And it's like in the time that we spend with people, like it matters. And there's only it's a finite amount. And so for me, I was looking at how do I go out there and build a quality of life and be able to do it with people I love and be able to have more experiences and get people to experience more of life and get more juice out of it. And 13 years ago, I was introduced to the Ben Shabbat family, Isaac Ben Shabbat and his family in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And they introduced me to their company, but at that time, which was a product company. But when I really dove into it, it was really not just they weren't selling a product. They were inviting me into their family and into this community of saying, hey, we want to build a wealthy global community of people that serves the world and being able to do that through offering innovative products and services and things like that. So I was like, I'm in for that. So, and that idea transformed from being able to offer products to the market to literally this weekend here in St. Louis, where we're filming this, tomorrow, we are officially launching, or pre-launching really, over the next 90 days, our lifestyle membership and community that people can be a part of that we truly believe will help improve the quality of someone's life, whether that be in finances and experiences and relationships and nutrition and
Yes.
skin. So what we wanted to do was create kind of almost like a safe haven, I feel like, for people to go, listen, it's been an interesting world. And, in the United States particularly has been very divided, I mean, and let's be real, in 2020, we locked up the whole world
Right.
for a few years, and we're still dealing with that. And whether or not people, even though the doors have been open, people are still mentally locked. And it's almost like there's all these things that are trying to divide us as opposed to bring us together. And the idea is that if we can create a culture and a community that is based on values, based on love and respect and hard work and commitment, then we can do something special. So that kind of birthed this idea. So we were looking at going, how do we come together to create something that we believe can be something that can be truly transformative for people? And so that's what we're excited to be launching with these guys. And we've got a huge foundation of success that these guys have been able to accomplish in their own rights, but in their own communities. But we just believe, individually, we might be fragile, but together we can pack a punch. And so
Sounds good. And
that's
you know
it.
what? I have three questions. You can answer with one word. One word. Uh, do you still dance?
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite dance move?
So my favorite dance move?
Yes.
So, that is a very good question. It depends on how much I've been drinking. So
At one part of my life, I won quite a few dance contests.
Okay.
Been a drum major.
Amazing.
And all that, So
No.
I might know a little something.
A little something, something.
Yeah, I might know a little something,
Yeah.
something. A little something,
No.
something.
For me, I found my passion and in dance. I got from my mom was a dancer growing up,
Yeah.
ballerina and jazz dancer, and right around the time 1990s when I got into hip hop, it right when it kind of hit the studios and started becoming more popular. But for me, it was not just the learning that I loved, but the teaching. When you could get something and kind of pay it forward and teach and
Yes.
transitioning that from teaching entertainment or teaching dance to teaching entrepreneurship is really where I found my passion.
That's good. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And along with that, though, I see how that transformed, though, from the dancing and all that to really dance with people like folks in here,
Yes. Yes.
and to spend a lot of time over,
sure.
not just a couple of months, but years and going into decades at this point,
Yeah.
to a new beat.
Yes.
To help some other people do some great things.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. That's what I like about it, you
Yeah.
know. So, Ben, Steve, what are your comments in regards to that? I mean, how do we, I guess, impact the community with all this? How do we make sure that what we're doing is going to make a difference in people's lives?
Well, I think nowadays, obviously we're facing huge economic crisis, right? And the cost of things continue to keep going on the up and up and up and up, but our incomes were never meant to keep up with that, right? Inflation, if you will.
Yeah.
So there's a huge separation, and what we do is we help people bridge the gap, building community with people that they like, know, and trust. And like these are my brothers, right? Like, we don't have the world's problems. We do have some challenges, but we come together as a leadership group to solve them, to provide value for the masses. And this all started for me years ago, going on one of our first trips, that Jesse actually put together with a bunch of people that none of them looked alike, but we all had the common goal of, leaving the place better than we found it, and servant leadership, and helping grow people through personal development. And I fell in love with all of that, and that's when I came back from a third world country and started to planting these love seeds, if you will, into other people, right? To let them know that they can have that same type of access, if you will, mostly in groups that typically they weren't invited into. For me, I don't have a college degree. I barely have a high school diploma. I took 9th grade math in 12th grade just to get out. I'm actually not kidding. And, it just wasn't something I was interested in. I just was eligible for sports. Like, literally, that was all I cared about.
Yeah.
And, so society would say that I actually shouldn't be in this group of these people with PhDs and, all the business acumen and success that they have. But because I was invited into a group like this, and I had to start at the bottom, but they put a system in place that said, if you do this, you get that. And I just believed them, and I went out and did the work. And so that's what put me in these rooms. And I always heard a long time ago, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room. Fortunately, I've never had that problem, right? But I literally would try and sneak in these rooms with these types of leaders, because I wanted to learn from them and be that sponge, right? Like, again, in school, I copied from people so I could get good grades. And no one told me in business, if you copy, from good people, you can be successful. And that's what I found around this group. So yeah, I'm just, it's a pleasure to be around these guys.
So what should everybody expect now, Steve? I mean, of course, to my club membership and all that, but what should people expect from what we offer in the days, months, and years to come?
Great question, man. I would say, man, the value. I think most of the time, so we people know the price of everything, but the value of none. What I love here is that it's more value here than anything. When you think about people in their life, it's where they are in their life. It comes from being impacted from people. Either they added value to you or they took something from you, right? So to say, or they didn't give you nothing. If they didn't give you nothing, they took something from you because that time spent was wasted. I think here with with what we have here is so much value packed in the membership, and what people going to see coming out of this weekend, they're going to see it laid out. I love how when everybody told the story is just starting with knowing each other, meeting each other. And I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting in my store. I'll never forget this. 2013. I'm in the back of my store, and I'm like, man, we had a phenomenal year. We had a brand that took off. Nobody had the brand. Made tons of money, but it wasn't about the money. And I'm sitting back there, and I'm like, oh, something got to change. And then my friend walked in the store and introduced me to something that I was already buying for retail. And I'm like, how did you get that? I don't want to hear nothing. I say that because it was an introduction. He gave me value.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't care about the price. I worried about how you get this. I want this. And what happened was from that moment, I went to my first event and I see Dr. Curry hosting the event. And from there, I heard the stories. I heard from other people. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for somebody that knew more than me. I was looking for, because I had grown out of my comfort zone. I had stretched, I was stretched to the point where I couldn't stretch no more until I got around people that helped me stretch and become better, become more knowledgeable about everything. And man, that was important to me. And I think the value here, what coming out of this event, it's gonna help people get out that comfort zone. So somebody probably stuck in the position they stuck in right now. This the here it go. This is the place you need to be. These are the people you need to be around. This is what you need to be, and this is what's going to impact your life. This is what you need to be hearing. You need to be asking Trinity about this. So you're gonna hear about it. We're gonna just go out and change the world. We're gonna have a whole bunch of people running around, change, loving on people and doing and living life at its fullest. So, man, it's gonna be impactful, bro.
Now, for the entrepreneur-minded person,
Yeah.
uh, what what do you have to offer them? What do you say to them? What is going to draw them in and say, "I need to be here"? That entrepreneur-minded person. It's an open floor thing right now.
If they haven't heard it by now, I mean, they're probably deaf. Um, but I really do like the deaf community, and the reason why is because you can't tell them, you got to show them. And you have to see what we're saying. Um, I can go through the list and array of products and services and this and that, but that's not really where the value is. I sat and I listened to each of these gentlemen speak, and the true value is what we find in each other. When Ben talked about the cost of living increasing, the cost, it costs us a lot more than money. Some of these frustrations are costing people their peace of mind. It's costing them their families. It's costing them their place, their status. It's costing so much more than just money. Steve talked about the cost of everything, the value of nothing. Ben talked about degrees. You can have more degrees than a thermometer and still be broke. Because because it doesn't mean everything. So for the entrepreneurial mind, and I have, I think it was Mark Twain who said, never allow your schooling to get in the way of your education. Because there is a big difference from being educated and being schooled. I got an opportunity to be around people who may not have been schooled, but they were highly educated. And I have several degrees, yes, but the truth is that I really like certificate programs. I like certifications more than degrees because it's targeted learning.
Yes.
I'm learning exactly what I want to know. And for the entrepreneur, you got to think like I think uh, to some degree. I I I didn't get any of the degrees or any of the studies or anything I did in school to so that I can be employable. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did it to be marketable, but not to be employable. And so for entrepreneurs, I know that this is the U.S. of A. People break out of their country to get to come into ours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Come on, somebody, man. Trump built a whole campaign on keeping people out. For walls. I mean, or whatever it might be. Like, come on. In this country, I actually heard a preacher say, you can have a PhD or a GED and make the same money in this country. It's just depending on what you're willing to do. And what I appreciate more than anything about this community is that I get to do business with those that I desire to do business with. Steve talked about his store and made a boatload of money. He's made literally millions in multiple businesses, right? I mean, different businesses took them to millions. But he said the money wasn't enough. Well, what are you missing? What do you want?
Yeah.
That's what you're working for. No, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's so much
There's
more. Getting the opportunity to work with people, to be in an environment where it doesn't make a difference what our race, what our religion, our gender. That's not the focus. It's not what we talk about. It's not what I mean, I can't. My wife spent birthdays at McPherson's house. You follow me? Like, this is crazy to me. And just nothing to do with business, just hang out,
Yeah.
just spending time together. I mean, I watched this gentleman pay for 90 human beings to go on a cruise. Like, who does that? You know what I mean? I don't even care if it's a tax write-off.
That was a fun
But I'm just saying, just stuff. When you get an opportunity to live life on your own terms and attract the resources, the money, the financial flow, all because other people watch you live life on your own terms. It's like, how do I do that? And so this is it. It shifts and it turns into a lifestyle company. How are you living life? What is the quality of your life? What difference do it make if I keep on waking up and these days are going by, but I don't like how I'm living? I don't like who I'm working with. I say I have a family, but I don't spend any time with them.
What about the introvert or the person that says, well, oh no, that stuff, I ain't got time for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Introverts know extroverts. So, by default, with them using our actual lifestyle membership, we actually would tell them, hey, just do us a favor and don't tell anyone, right? Keep it a secret, And then they start using our membership, our lifestyle membership, which is essentially Amazon Prime, but for your life, right? Like, it gives you access. And by default, they start sharing it, and then they want to know, how can I get paid, right? How can I get paid for just sharing this information? Sort of like what we do with everything nowadays, movies, Like we were just talking about Beverly Hills Cop, the new one, and how it's immediately when I saw it was on Netflix, I stopped everything I was doing and I watched it, just because Axel Foley's like a hero to me, And almost after 40 years of doing the last one almost, and he just picks up where he left off, like, that's insane. So you guys should see Beverly Hills Cop, the new one. It's on Netflix, right? You see? But Axel, or Eddie Murphy, if you will, is going to get paid that residual type renewal income, if you will. Not me for telling you to go see it. But our lifestyle community allows you to do just that and to compound your income, right? So you're not just necessarily working to get paid. You are working, get paid, working, get paid, working, paid, work. And that's how you can build this up. And so all I've ever wanted to do was, travel the world and, not chase money, but,
That's right.
chase my children around the world and set up assets that continue to spit off cash flow, whether I'm working or not, by way of the value I'm delivering to other people to help build up their lifestyle. So, yeah.
And by default, people that use the membership, you automatically making money because you're saving money.
Right.
You're saving money. It's by default. So the money that you was going to spend, imagine you spending half of it. So now you just save money. You made money. You kept more money in your pocket. It is not how much you make, it's how much you get to keep. And if you can keep more money, you saving, you're making more money.
Right.
And as Ben said, naturally, who not going to tell somebody, man, you know what to say? That's natural. That's a natural, and you're going to naturally share that. So that's why the value here is so much greater. We can't pinpoint one. It's so much greater, man. It's just becoming a member, and you got access to do all of the above that you heard. You got access to us. You got access to other people that know more than us, that know more than you got access to make millions of dollars, residual income. You got access. I mean, it's too.
You talked about the introvert. An introvert will become a convert because they're gonna tell somebody. But the truth is that it's perfect because I just said you live life on your own terms.
Yes.
I don't want to be around people. I don't want to go to a job. Great. Here you go. You know what I mean? There is almost nothing that you can say to me that does not circle back to lifestyle. It's however you desire to design it.
Yep.
Who can do that? Who can say that? And like I said, having access to different people. Now, he may think that I know more than him in one area, but I don't know anyone that knows more about crypto than him. So my point is to know. Now we start to network and really develop relationships with people that we can glean from, pull from, fill the voids in our own lives. It's just an amazing arena.
As an example, for lifestyle, I'm a I'm a husband, put children in college, uh, and I got a doctor's appointment next week. Then I'm also flying to New York for a funeral, and I'm getting ready for my for me and my wife's wedding anniversary, and I need to do some things. So how is this going to benefit me? How is this going to help my lifestyle? Can you fill some voids with all those different things? If so,
If you know,
tell
I
me
think
how.
Jesse was about to say something that was tailored to something else.
No,
Oh.
we're good. Go for it.
No, you tell me.
No. So,
Yeah, I mean, helping you when you're in lifestyle is this. Look, we spend money on things, and that's natural. Whether it's out, gas, groceries, restaurants, services that we go, but also entertainment, right? So if you're going out to the movies, if there's a place that we can save you in your daily spending, it's great. But on top of what you're talking about, we're talking about access to telemedicine, where you can get literally on the phone with your doctor anywhere in the world, 24/7, to get prescriptions, medical advice, literally like right now. Like you can get an appointment right now, even when you're out of city, out of state, out of country, even, which is a huge deal, especially a lot of the times, with no copay for you and your entire family and your kids. So there's that. On top of that, you're going to book a flight. You're going to go online. Where are you going to go? You're going to go Priceline. You're going to go to Expedia. You're going to go to Orbitz. Where are you going to go to those places? Now, people say, well, those sites are free. No, there ain't nothing free. So, right?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
those companies, what they do is they go out there and wholesale buy, right? So things, and then they offer it on their site, and they get paid per transaction.
Right.
And they're increasing those transactions based on what's available on the open market. So we have the same type of thing where we go buy wholesale, except for we have a 0% markup. We make $0 when you go book on our booking engines through our wholesale booking portals. That is a private access that you get as a part of a club member that can save you on your hotels, on your bookings, with your flight, cars and rental cars, all that stuff, because we're not trying to make money off of your transactions on your travel. Our only thing is we want you to be a loyal member. Because if we know that you're part of our club, you're part of the membership, you think of like Costco, right? Costco's got a great membership, right? So, and why would people pay for the membership? Because they get things at a discount.
Right.
You might not buy the big ketchup, but you get a discount. All right. So, all right. Now, when it comes to it, in the beginning, Costco used to sell every other brand.
Right.
And then what you'll notice is that Costco, instead of being a house of brands, started creating a branded house. And what I mean by that was Costco was the membership and the brand was Kirkland. And you'll know
Right.
Kirkland started taking over everything because they offered a superior or comparable product at a much lower price that they could offer to their members because of their distribution, because they could offer through their membership platform. So for us to be able to have a membership platform that isn't confined to a retail location, but an online membership platform
Yes.
that was global, I mean, come on. So now, and answering your questions and kind of pivoting from that and lifestyle, when you're kind of looking at the entrepreneur side of it, is like, I believe that right now the entrepreneurial spirit is even more alive and needs to be more alive than ever before.
Exactly.
Because what takes, I think, any market and or country is innovation, is excitement. So out of a market, but because things have been pivoting and changing, so a lot of times, people, are kind of stuck in old guard. Because some of the things that were working back in 2010 or before COVID, it's a different world out here. So understanding that the marketplace has changed, but there are some things that haven't changed, which is some of our behaviors of what we're doing.
Yes.
But also the fact that when we locked up the world, what I think a lot of people realize is they missed being around each other.
Yeah.
Like the connections and relationships, like of, we were so disconnected.
Yes.
And social media, something that was meant to bring us closer together, a lot of places has torn us apart. Where now it's we are hiding behind a screen instead of, or looking at something, feeling like we went somewhere when we didn't. We're like in this, this endless scroll of stupidity, where we're not out living a life.
Right.
We're pretending to be doing something. So for me, when I look at going, I think it was Mark Twain actually said something, I think in the same vein, where he was like, what you love to do should be your hobby. What everyone else loves to do should be your business. So when it came to entrepreneurship, find out, so what do people love to do? For me, I think one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself and one of the greatest gifts that you can give people is the experience to get out of their own backyard and experience the world. I truly do. I'm on, I don't know, 57 countries right now. And the education that I got from being around the world and being with people, like you said, is something that I so cherish, and I'm so grateful that at a young age, my parents, were self-employed. They never were wealthy, but they took the little extra money that they had, and we traveled. And for me, getting a chance to kind of see the world before we leave this world, I think is super important. But you got to have something that drives you forward, that's exciting, because if your memories are more dear to you than your dreams, you are already dead.
Yes.
And our goal here is to wake people up and go, listen, you got one chance to get this thing done. Let's not wait until you've retired, where you have a few years to live out your golden years. Why is that the plan? I refuse to sign up for that plan, because that plan wasn't designed for the person looking for freedom. It was person looking for security. And we're not looking to build security. I think those are opposite ends of the spectrum. That's why they call it maximum security prison. We're not trying to get people secure. We're trying to get people free. So, and if we can create a program that saves you money, also has an opportunity to experience more, and also give you a level of freedom where we can add more income to your portfolio. And how do we do that? Through our membership, through our training system, through our online, through our lifestyle community. And the idea is that when you get around people who have the results that you're looking for, it kind of almost happens just because of the associations. So it's tough. Like when you get around people that are winning, guess what happens? You start winning.
Right.
So and when you hang around with all the people who have your same problems, you keep having those problems. So for me, that was my thing when they were like, Jesse, you got to get a checkup from the neck up, because if you want a different quality of life, you got to surround yourself with people who have what you want, instead of just dealing with the same crap everybody talking about. So when I think that this specific kind of moment in time is and why we believe we're perfectly poised for something, to be able to kind of fill a void and fill a niche that a lot of people are looking for. Is they're looking for a place that they can grow, in a place where they don't feel like they got to look over their shoulder and their back going like, I wonder what those guys are really doing behind the scenes, or I wonder what the decisions are. Do they really actually care, or are they just trying to take advantage of a situation? Are they just in it for themselves, right? So, and that's the reason why I truly believe if you are looking for a level of freedom and a level of experiences and quality of life, that's why our slogan is living the good life. So.
And you were about to say something, Dr. Curry.
I don't believe that to be true, but I'm always thinking something, but I don't know if I'm always about to say something. No, I just been thinking, and I'm really, really excited. I'm in awe. And there are people who join fraternities and sororities and lodges and all different types of things to be a part of something. Just to be a part of something that's bigger than them, a part of something that is a true movement. And I heard a story that I can get amnesia and I won't forget. There was a gentleman that said he's made over $1 million every year for the last 15 years by offering this membership that didn't even have most of what we offer. And he said, I'm a workaholic too. I just do it from the pool. He said, I work so much too. He said, but I do it from the sandy beaches of the world. And I do it with the people that I want to do it with. That kind of messed me up for a very long time. Seriously. I mean, for the last 15 years, he's made over $1 million every year with a membership that is not as good as the membership that we currently have, not to mention the stuff that we're rolling out.
Yep.
And we're looking for the lookers.
Yes, we are.
I'm looking for those that's looking for us.
Looking for the lookers.
If we do not have everyone, that's okay.
Yes.
But you're not gonna tell me that we're not gonna have someone. All right. And I don't know. I just want what's for me. And I am honestly ready to help change a lot of lives. I'm serious. That has become my passion. It's become, but it hasn't always been this way, right? But it has become what I want. Just looking at people and seeing how can I help? How can I help you to get to where you want to go? I don't want you to go where I want you to go. And that's the challenge with sales. That's the problem with traditional network marketing. This is going to be a difference maker between traditional networking and understanding what it's like to be a member of something. All right. And I'll share my story one day, but um, I, I I didn't disconnect, but I disengaged from this community for a space of about 6 years. And I want you to hear something. Um, the root word in remember is member, which means to be a part of, to be attached to. And when the time came for me to look for an environment that I can trust, guess what I did? I remembered. And so you reattach, you reconnect. And I'm not going to try and make anyone or convince anyone that this is the place where you need to be. I don't even want you to hear me, I want you to feel me. And that's why I'm trying to utilize fewer words. And I hope that I'm communicating more, that you can feel what I'm saying more than you hear what I'm saying. Because this is really a unique environment that has amazing leadership and people that you can do life with and have no regrets. So I'm happy about that.
I feel some heat in the room. It's all on the back of my head over here. I don't know if Ben and Steve got something they want to say before we wrap all this up. But what's on your mind?
Man, only thing I gotta say is that, man, we ready. We ready to help anyone that want to change their life, change their situation, their circumstance, that want to do better, want to be better, want to live better, want to feel better. That's what we experience the world. We here to help, man. That's the only thing I can tell you, man. That's the main thing.
Yes.
We here to help. So
That's a good deal.
I just want to say thank you to Trenny for putting this together, this platform, and
for sure,
giving a voice to reach out to the community, right? Like locally, in the Tennessee market. And I can tell you guys from town to town, city to city, state to state, right, country to country, even continent to continent.
Yeah.
Like literally, for the people that get involved with Trenny at the beginning, I mean, it's just going to be the ripple effect of how many people we can, affect and infect, positively, and get them to be a part, to experience this community. It's just going to be awesome. So I would just encourage you to reach out to Trenny sooner rather than later, and put our membership to the test.
Well, it's been very good. And one thing I really want to say is that these men right here, they are sincere about what they're doing. I mean, they have other things they could be doing.
Supposedly,
Supposedly, other things they could be doing. But they want to be here to help other people, and it's been great knowing them for a number of years, and now more recently with you two as well. But it's always great to be working around with a great group of people. And you know what? There's two words that come to mind in regards to what we have right here, right now, and that is a hope and a future. Yes. And that is what we're all about. So if you want to get into that and you want to make sure that you have what you need for you, for your family, for your friends, for those who are around you, and make an impact that can never be erased, this is the place. And we want you to be a part of this thing. You'll be able to meet Jesse, you'll be able to meet Ben, Steve, you'll be able to meet Dominic, you'll be able to meet all these other folks, and me too, but hey, you never know. You might be on that next cruise with Jesse. You know, one of those 90 folks that
Let's be on.
be on there cruising and riding along, you know.
Come on.
So,
Thailand,
Hey.
Valley trip next year. You got time. Next year, November 2025.
The world is our playground, and
Yeah.
and love will be our legacy. Come and join us.
but that's all we have. Hey, looking forward to seeing you. Be sure to look at the links and get information, get in contact with me, and I look forward to seeing you.
Awesome. Enjoy.